Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Friday, March 18th. Sitting next to me is Mike Brenner. This is a college basketball odds couple show.
Pete, where did this week go?
I don't know. It's awesome. You're doing awesome, Mike Brenner. After a 3-2 performance, you're now 10-2 ATS over the last 2 days. That is flat out impressive, Mike Brenner.
I'm not worried about impressive or whatever. I'm about profitability for these guys and myself. And I've had a real nice run here, making some dimes. And right now, with that being said, let's pan this board. I want to flip it over here. Accountability, 3-2 last night. I had one team let me down. Arizona never showed up, killed me on the half in the game. But guess what? 35-25, 58%. We're still profiting. Pete, I got to ask you, bro.
Hey, I thought
is your shirt a little wet? You're not sinking, are you?
I thought Chattanooga was a good bet. What can I say?
I know. Oh, by the way, Indiana, we squared off last night. I beat Pete last night on that 1-1. Several bloggers were looking forward to that. Yeah, Pete's a little wet. That boat's drowning, but I think he's getting up today. 20-29 at 40%. And matter of fact, I know Loshak's coming back. That's the new thumbnail right there. Loshak coming back. So with that being said, Pete, all right, I'm ready this weekend. I am feeling it, my man. I'm feeling it.
There was only one big bet I made, and that was a few days ago. As soon as I saw the injury for Cal, jumped on it at 7. Now it's 4.5 or 5. I'm probably going to hedge out of most of it, but let's start with that. Right now the line is 4.5 or 5. Of course, big news of the starting guard for leading scorer for Cal is I don't know if he's out, but he's probably going to be hobbled, right? His non-shooting hand is broken.
out, but you know what the solution is? There's 2 words.
What?
Sam Singer. He's jumping in. This kid is amazing. The kid that's starting for him, I'm just telling you guys. All right, I love this play. I'm all over the first half, and I'm all over the games. 2 of my picks.
On Cal, really?
On Cal.
2 of your picks. Yes. All right, tell us why. Because absolutely, when a guy goes, you're absolutely
before this injury, and I'll tell you, Pete walked into my office yesterday and said, "Hey, big news!" Boom, boom, boom. I started researching, and Sam Singer just came up. This kid, when they're 5-2 against the spread when their point guard's out. Sam Singer steps in. This kid is good. All right, he's seasoned, and the rest of the team will rally around. The fact everybody ran to the window betting on Hawaii. I love this play, and that's why you saw that number drop. I'm telling you, Sam Singer's going to light it up. First half's -2.5. I got the game at -4.
Well, why don't we just give you 2 on the first half, because Pinnacle has 2. It's -113, but SIA also has 2.
Sounds like a deal, buddy.
So, we'll give you first half -2 on Cal, and full game 4.5.
Yep, 4.5. We'll wrap it up.
There you go.
I love that. So I heard you saying wedging out, and Pete, as a friend, because hedging out for wedge, I had something last night. No, seriously, I had to. But I want you to go ahead and hedge out of that bet. The reason being is we might have a big bar tab to pay this weekend. I want to make sure that you're going to have enough money because last night, Indiana, you and I went 1-1, and whoo, I love that.
The reason that I bet it immediately was because I knew it was going to go down. I knew I'd get a couple points and be able to hedge out. Okay, there you go. And all the negatives for Hawaii, like the time start and everything, are all still in play, of course.
Absolutely. So, I love this play. I'm going heavy on this, and I'm just saying that with all due respect. I'm going heavy. I see this as very good value. California Golden Bears. Go, baby.
Now I'm concerned because when I still hadn't made my heritage bracket when I read that news, and I downgraded Cal.
You know what? You don't look concerned. You just got this piece about you today. You must have slept good last night, Pete.
All right. I'm focused. All right. Some other things. A game we've discussed heavily, right? Northern Iowa and Texas. Right now, it's 4 or 4.5 market wide. Feels like this one's going to be a defensive battle that goes down to the last shot. Northern Iowa 4.5 seems like a good play, right?
Well, that's your opinion.
Is that one of your plays?
You know what? I've been really digging deep again, and Shaka Smart.
Yeah, great coach.
Hey, Sam Singer, Shaka Smart. Everything's beginning with the S's, but I like it. And what he did with VCU, and he's got a nice little record in the tournament with VCU. What he did early, I noticed in my research, he had his teams ready when teams were not. So I think the first half's where the value is, because I think Texas will be focused. You know who they got back, right? 20 games he's been out.
Cameron Ridley, right.
Damn right. Ridley's back in the middle. And I think it could take some tweaking for him to just get in, but he might be so fresh that might be something that's going to be a little unexpected for Northern Iowa.
Sure.
I locked down on the first half. I grabbed it at 2. Yep.
Yeah, 2 or 2.5 market
I got it
wide.
at 2, and I love it. And I just think Shaka Smart is going to win that first half.
Absolutely. I mean, the VCU run, that was all coaching right there.
Yes, it was.
The issue is just, though, that they're going up against another team in Northern Iowa.
Nothing against
Northern
Iowa.
Not just your average team, right? Northern Iowa turned a major corner.
Major corner, and they had some big ball games this year and stood up to the challenge. challenge every time. So my hat's off to them. But I just think this is one of those where trends go out the window, numbers, all that, logistics. I look at it as coaching. It gets in the head of these young kids, and they grab it, they hold it, they embrace it. So Texas first half -2, baby. Go Longhorns.
All right, okay, makes some sense. And another game we've been discussing, this one I think I will give a pick on, is Pitt, Wisconsin, right?
Ooh.
I've been kind of high on Wisconsin. You could definitely make the argument for Pitt. Obviously, if you couldn't make the argument for Pitt, then it would be -10 and not -2, right?
Exactly.
So, but I'm thinking that Wisconsin has a nice system in there. They have a nice a bunch of players, and the line is just -2.
They really adjusted well when Bo Ryan just called it quits in the middle of the season. They really did. My hat's off to them. That's not an easy thing to overcome.
For sure. Again, nothing against Pitt, but Wisconsin -2 or Pitt +2. I take Wisconsin -2. What do you think about that?
You know what I think? Because of what happened yesterday, I like it. And you know why? I thought for sure Wichita State would get their asses handed to them from Arizona because younger team, they've been to the big dance, but totally different team. It took them a long time to get going this year, but guess what? Obviously, when they got going, they kept the pedal on the metal. They blew out Arizona.
Yeah.
That team reminds me of a Wisconsin, Wichita State. It just does. So you may be onto something there. I'm not going to touch it. I know Jamie Dixon, coach in Pittsburgh, he's got to be having his guys fired up because if not, so it's one of them games I'm staying off of, but if that does happen, it won't surprise me whatsoever.
What the hell? Wisconsin -2.
Pull the trigger, Pete.
Could give the first half -1, too, but I'm not going to. All right, now let's talk about some teams that some of these teams that might challenge, big underdogs might challenge in the first half. We went head to head with Wisconsin, with the Chattanooga and Indiana. It was somewhat close. Looked like it was going to go down to the wire, but Indiana pulled it out. What teams might be those 11 teams? Asheville against Villanova. I don't know. It's on paper, seems like no way, but
I know.
Who knows?
Jesus. Yesterday it was 43-40. Was Yale up at halftime against Baylor or something, or one of the? No, Duke was down 43-40 at halftime.
Right.
So who knows? And it's like you said yesterday, Pete, and I mean this. You said it. You said you get these younger guys in there, and they just want to go. They just want to go, and they want to show up. This is their Super Bowl.
One thing that I'm thinking about. What about Wisconsin Green Bay against Texas A&M? The first half is 7.5 or 8. You could get.
It's one of my picks.
Which one?
I took A&M.
Really? Let's hear it. Let's hear the analysis.
I took A&M. I think experience again and coaching plays into this. Green Bay's got a first-year coach. All of a sudden, they're in the big dance against a big team, okay? And a team that really is a little bit stronger, and their strength of schedule is stronger than people know. This team has had some battles, and they stood up to everyone this year. I like A&M, and I grabbed it at 7.5.
Yep, 7.5 or 8. It's mostly 8s, but
BetOnline
has 7.5. Pinnacle has 7.5 -113.
I like it, Pete.
Looks like it's heading up. All right, Texas A&M -7.5. So you've obviously analyzed it. The coaching matters to you. You don't think Green Bay's going to pull
They could, but I just think the veteran presence underneath is going to, kind of. I think they're just going to plant their feet early in this game, and they're going to lock down, and they're going to stay locked down there. Because you know what happens on the second day? A lot of teams go, whoa, we better not let that shit happen to us.
Yes, absolutely.
It happens every year.
Absolutely.
Trust me, a lot of people know Duke was down by 3.
Yeah, sure. All right, then what about this is a tricky one. Holy Cross in Oregon, 13.5. Holy Cross is going to slow it down. I mean, Oregon might not get 13 shots off in the first half just because of the pace.
You just hit it. I was doing my research, and they are going to slow it down. They're going to do that. So I stayed off. What do you think about this game?
I'm staying off it too. I could see Oregon getting 20 shots but shooting 75% and being up by about.
You know what
13.
I want to ask you about Oregon?
Yeah.
Do you think these players in their head are overconfident at number 1 seeding, or that it doesn't matter? Because that surprised a lot of people when they got that number 1 seed.
I think it does matter. I think that they're overvalued.
Okay,
are they overconfident? They're probably not underconfident, but my sense is that
I
Oregon
look to go against them in the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. I have them a relatively early exit in my heritage bracket. All right, and then we have 2 other situations that on paper look like you'd want to stay off of the underdog, but who knows? That's why they call it March Madness.
That's right, baby, and it is madness.
Bakersfield getting 8.5 or 9 at Oklahoma in the first half, and Middle Tennessee getting 11 at Michigan State on the first half. I wouldn't want to bet against Michigan State at all, but would I want to take them at -11 on the first half? Probably not. And -18 on or 17.5 on the full game? Probably not.
This thing stirred my kettle for 20 minutes, and finally I said, shit, I can't do nothing with it.
Yeah.
For real, Pete. I just had to pull off and had to stay away. But I do got 2 other picks, just so you know.
Let's go on for some other games. Let's talk about Temple and Iowa, right? Doug Upstone. We talked in our first call on this.
Doug, he was
Doug
really
Upstone
feeling
loved Temple,
Loved
and now it's up to a 7 or even 7.5 market wide. And on the first half, I can see them hanging tough. It's 3.5. BetOnline has 4. Do you have anything to say about that game?
Yeah, I was thinking of Doug Upstone because he was so confident, Pete.
Confident.
The way, exactly.
Jeez.
I almost jumped to the window. I almost went to the window on that one.
Man.
But I'm not. I just think that 8-9. There's a lot can happen. 8 and 9's crazy stuff. But I'm staying off of that one.
And then another game we've discussed nonstop when it first came out was South Dakota State and Maryland. Maryland, of course, an underachieving team, but we're both of the opinion that, who knows, maybe it's time to time a turnaround by Maryland. The talent comes to play, comes to matter a lot more. But maybe South Dakota State plus 5.5 on the first half. Is that one of your plays?
No, I almost was. Almost. I almost took the dog on that. I almost did after researching yesterday's. Again, I go back to what I told you, Pete. A lot of teams, a lot of good coaches, great coaches. This is when they sit their team down and go, look, this is what happened to them yesterday. Shell-shocked early, don't let it happen, let's lock. And I think that's going to happen, so I had to pull off that one as well.
All right.
Man. But I got one you're going to love.
I think I know which one of them is going to be. Michigan, an outside shooting team, hot and cold, up and down. Notre Dame, a team that's up and down. Feels like a spot where Notre Dame will come out and be able to take care of business. Maybe Notre Dame minus 1.5 or Notre Dame minus 3. What do you like?
I'm going with the game minus 3, and the reason is Zach Augustine. They don't have an answer for him. Michigan is a great perimeter team right now, playing really good. Coach John Beline has these guys believing. I love that coach. That's a great coach. This is the deal, though. Notre Dame's experience and the height underneath, but they don't have any answer for Zach Augustine. They don't, and that's going to affect them. I love the game. I can see Michigan coming out fired up because of what's going on.
Sure.
All right, but I like Notre Dame just to play it out, to kind of pace this game. Minus 3. I locked it at minus 3.
Line is creeping up. Before it was 3 at an underdog.
Let it creep on up, baby.
Now it's 3 or 3.5.
I crept right up to the bank window and made a big deposit this week, so I'm not worried about creeping up.
SIA has 3. Pinnacle has 3 minus.
He never laughs at my jokes anymore.
Oh, I did? No,
It's all good, though, Pete. Take the serious face off today. We're going to nail it, baby.
Focusing, absolutely. All right, what else do we want to discuss here? And you have one other pick for us. Maybe Syracuse-Dayton?
No, I'm surprised you haven't pulled this one up yet.
The West Virginia game.
I love this coach.
That one.
Yes.
West Virginia and Stephen F. Austin. Look, we both love West Virginia. We like the coach. We like the system. We like the players. Suspiciously low line, although now it's creeping up. It's 8.5. It's 7.5 or 8. What do you like here?
I got the half minus 4. I locked it in this morning. Again, Bobby Huggins, he has and Teddy Covers didn't agree with me. And Teddy, I know, me and you were buddies. Here's the deal, Teddy, I got to go against you on this one. Yes, they do have a lockdown defense, and today you're going to see it. That is what's going to cover my half because they're not an exploding scoring team, but they're balanced. They're very well balanced, and Huggins knows how to get in these kids' heads early. It's what happened when he was at Cincinnati. That's what turned the Bearcats into winners, and they started early in those games. If you notice, Bobby Huggins, he doesn't have a lot of comeback games. He's got games that are slow-paced, and he's always got a lead.
You know what I just thought of? You're
thinking of tailing me. That's what you just thought of.
How did you know that?
Are you saying? No. I have a sense for you.
But what I was going to say was it might be an interesting spot to add into these shows, which is the tale of the day. I listen to your picks each day, and I tail one of them.
Okay, the tale of the day.
Tale of the day.
Like Come on,
nice. All right, so.
But it is. I got it at West Virginia half minus 4.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going, minus 4. And
he's all excited now. I got Loshak fired up.
Minus 4. It's also creeping up someplace.
It's not an easy job either, trust me.
I have Wisconsin full game minus 2, and I'm going to do my tale of the day of Mike Brenner. Mike Brenner, review your picks, and I'll tail you on one of them.
You got it, buddy. Here we go. All right, California on the first half minus 2, and the game minus 4.5. Texas A&M first half minus 7.5. Go Aggies. Texas on the first half minus 2. Notre Dame for the full game minus 3. Zach Augustine, they can't shut him down. And West Virginia, Bobby Huggins, lockdown D, first half minus 4. I'm coming at you, Teddy Covers.
My tale of the day will be Notre Dame on the full game, minus 3.
It's a tale. We're going to write that in there, too.
Tale of the day.
Separate. I like that, Pete.
I'm a little bit concerned. Does that mean...
If I was 20 and 29, I'd be a little bit concerned, Pete.
Maybe the tails will always wind up being your losers, and then people will know exactly.
You're not going to throw that negative shit in my head. It's Friday. I busted my ass this week. You have too. Time out.
We got it.
You're not going to throw it into my head. That tale of the day is going to be a spark. That's what it's going to be.
It's going to be a spark. Absolutely. Kindling.
Speaking of spark, let's go ahead and fire up this board one more time. Let them know where we stand, okay? Brenner, again, 35 and 25 and feeling it today. I'm feeling it. 58%. All right. I've got 5. How many plays I got there, Pete?
I don't know. 5, 6?
I've got 5 or 6 plays out. They will be solid, so check it out. All right, Pete said he's in a great mood, nothing to worry about. He's 20 and 29. He better start doing something.
Yeah, baby.
All right, 40%, but it is, and I mean this with all due respect. It's coming up. You're going to see him paddle up to the top of the water, and we're going to have a great weekend. And don't forget to tune in for the NBA Odds Couple Show as well, baby. Wow, Pete, I like that tale of the day.
Sounds good. I like it too.
Okay, have a great day.